morning or sometime during the day, Michael?
Good, good day.
Good day.
We'll
Good
just go
day.
with good day today.
Actually, as it's after work for both of us, it's getting a little darkish outside now.
Yes, it's getting towards winter.
Yes, yes. Winter. So hang on a minute. Isn't spring coming? No.
Shh. No, we don't say what time of year or what day. Oh,
Anyway,
I suppose time of year is pretty obvious when you're playing who you're playing this week at football.
the only thing we should really be talking about is there will be one Premier League team in the final of the European Cup
All right.
because because Villa, the mighty Villa, will smash PSG, right? And therefore, you'll have a semi-final against the mighty Arsenal, who will smash Real Madrid. Meaning, one of the two of us will be in the final
I
against
did,
Barcelona.
in fairness to equality, I have just put a picture on the background of Aston Villa winning the European thing the last time round. I have got one of Arsenal as well.
That's very kind of you.
So equality there, and I have got one about Liverpool where this bloke says Liverpool deserve to lose. But I don't know why. I didn't actually see the match, so I don't know why.
I think over the two legs, yeah, they deserve to lose. It's harsh. It's funny, but it's harsh.
It's not funny. It's English team out, but hey ho. The so
Yeah, but they
hang
said
on.
no. I feel for the team, but their fans are so obnoxious.
Oh. But if
Chris,
all right, so what you're saying about going through and
live,
having an English team,
live, Alex. All their fans in our fantasy league, they're all absolutely obnoxious right now because they're running away with the no one, but
what you mean? All the ones that don't live in Liverpool, those ones.
yeah, not or ever visited.
Because my
But
thing is, I don't, did you watch the PSG? Did you watch the Liverpool PSG game?
no,
Oh, right, I didn't either, so I don't know how good PSG are, but I'm just a bit dubious about Villa are going to have to turn up, I reckon, and play their best consistently, and that's
PSG
what
are.
worries me.
We played them in the knockout. Sorry, in the group stages. We played them at home and we beat them 2-0. So therefore, you go, okay, they're not that good. However, they actually played very good football. What they
Yeah,
didn't, what they didn't have on the night, they didn't have Dembele, who scored 21 goals in the first 2 months of this season. So that's what you got to be aware of because they are good footballers and they have a goal threat.
yeah. See, that's. I mean, I think
You
we've got players.
you will be the underdogs
Yeah,
just in this. In
I think we've
this.
got we've got the good players. If they all play together, pass properly, play brilliantly, yes. But I do worry about the consistency.
Yeah, and again, it comes down to. I mean, it comes down to things like VAR. I am sorry, but
Oh.
Atletico Madrid were totally robbed last night.
I've just seen that, and how did
They
anyone
are
notice?
absolute. UEFA are absolute crooks.
Well,
Crooks.
I watched the video of that just before because someone mentioned it, so I watched it, and they go, "Oh, the ball moved twice and everything." How the hell
No,
did anyone see that? And
no,
yeah, I don't see the actual move, but it's when he kicks it onto his second foot or he kicks it onto his foot. But I still look at it and go, "Did it actually make any difference?"
well, many years ago when we played Barcelona in um, in Spain and we were winning after the first leg, Robin van Persie took a shot at goal and he was sent off. And the referee said he took the shot after I'd blown the whistle. Well, amongst that crowd and everything else, could you have heard the whistle? Did he blow the whistle? Nobody knows. But Robin van Persie was sent off, and guess what? Barcelona got through. It's fucking criminal. It's
So
absolutely criminal.
let me see if I can get this right. So if you run up for a penalty and you're right-footed, you put your left foot in front of the ball. Your right foot comes swinging. If it hits the ball, then the ball hits your left leg and diverts off. A deflection. One, I'd say it's pretty clever penalty because you've got the keeper going the wrong way. Is that illegal?
You're not allowed to do.
Right.
You are technically not allowed to do that. It has to be a clean strike.
Right. But I just
You
find
can
that
run,
like, oh,
which
yeah.
some teams have done, and it's been a failure. mostly. Arsenal did it. It was a big embarrassment where Henri runs up and he taps the ball to the side for Perez to come running through. But actually, Perez forgets to come running through.
Uh,
Henri can't do anything because he's already touched it. Yeah,
it's a bit. Yeah, I think.
so had he double kicked it, if he really, really, really had double kicked it, yes, it would have been disallowed.
I just don't see how.
I've got it here now on Twitter, and I keep watching it, and it's close. I mean, his right left leg is in front, and it is quite close. He
It
plants it.
slips.
Yeah, the ball. So I mean, the ball may have touched it. I mean, but we're talking such fine margins here,
Yeah,
and of course, it always happens in Real Madrid's favour. That's
yeah,
what people are very angry about today. They call it VAR Madrid.
yeah. I do think I think they're fair enough because I looked at that and went, "What the hell?" You know, if you look at it with your naked eye, you couldn't see a damn thing. And even for VAR to go, "Let me have a look at that," you think, why would they have? There's nothing there for you to
Correct.
actually think I'll have a look at, unless they naturally look at every single penalty. But
No, they well, I mean, that is VAR's job. And if it got it right, then God bless VAR for getting it right because they get a lot wrong. So you've got to say in this circumstance, okay, well done, VAR, you got it right. But it's one of those things that will rage. But hey ho, I mean, Arsenal were either playing Atletico or Real Madrid. Both are going to be difficult. So um, I mean, they're not going to want to play us, apart from the fact we have no forwards. So I went. Okay, so Michael, I went last night to the second leg of the PSV game. So we were 7-1 up, as you know, from the first leg,
it's a close game.
and post game, and I'd paid 125 quid a ticket. So I took my lovely wife, so it was £250 plus train fares up there. So we're talking a £300 night before you even buy a beer. And I've never sat in a worse seats in my life. So they are row two on the touchline. So in front of you, you've got the bank because all the pitches are always banked a bit. You've got the camera because it was down by one of the goals. So you've got the cameraman moving around in front of you. When the linesman's down there, you can't see anything. But what made it really, really bad was the second half, about 10, 15 minutes in, the guy behind me has said, give it a couple of minutes and all the PSV players will come out and warm up. Right. So a coach comes along with like 5 players, put some cones down, and all they're doing is doing drills in front of us. Right. The game is happening behind. You can't see anything. It was like,
Bloody hell.
we went home before the end. I mean, it was a dead rubber anyway, and we saw all 4 goals. It got back to 2-2. But honestly, I mean, it's a comedy.
I
A
think
comedy
I'd put
because
a complaint in on that.
well,
I'd just have a complaint.
you can hardly see any. I mean, the players have obviously the players have got to be allowed to warm up. No, I'm
Mm.
not. You can't take that away. And all the officials and all the stewards are up and down, and people are because it's the Champions League. People are coming in and out the little gateway and walking in front of you. And I probably saw of let's call it 80 minutes we stayed for, probably 2 or 3 minutes of uninterrupted view. I mean, and you go, apart from being in the stadium, and had it been a tight game, I would have put up with it because of just the drama of being there.
Yeah.
Go into a game where you're 7-1 up and there's hardly any chance that it's even going to become competitive, let alone close. It's just totally unacceptable. So
I
next
think
time I'll stay at home.
I
If
think
the
I
guy offers me, and he's a
yeah.
lovely guy, and I don't blame him, but if he offers me a ticket for the Arsenal Real Madrid game, I'm going to be like, thank you very much, but I'm going to go watch it on telly.
Well, yeah, especially for 130 quid. It's not exactly cheap, is it?
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. And you've got to get there. And, normally, because it's an evening, you've probably had nothing to eat. So you've got to buy yourself on the walk down from Finsbury Park to the ground because Piccadilly line was all messed up. Couldn't get off at Arsenal. So we had this 10-minute walk to the stadium. We must have gone past 30 burger bars. And I said to Michelle, I said, you know, this is Britain's finest cuisine. You know, no wonder everybody is massively overweight.
Well, yeah.
The lines outside of every burger bar, and all you can smell is onions and like burnt beef that's so burnt you could bounce it.
Well, they call it fast food because it comes out fast.
Oh yeah, both ends.
Yeah, that's what it'll
Um,
be like. Oh well, we didn't have a good time. Then when I watched it on
anyway,
TV, well,
well,
I
it
watched the
doesn't, but it doesn't matter because we're both in the quarterfinals.
yeah.
We are amongst the top 8 top teams in Europe.
Yeah,
No
I'll tell
one
you what
can.
though.
I mean, Liverpool. Sorry, are Liverpool there?
No,
No, they're not. Manchester City there? No, they're not. No
I'll
one
tell you
can
what,
take away from us, Michael.
it
Top
did
8
make me
Europe.
it did make me laugh when someone put down that the highest score was 12 something. And I jokingly went, oh, okay, only 9 more for Villa. then,
Sort
then
that.
they put, yeah, it's only one every 5 minutes, and I think we got 3 in 10 minutes or something. Oh, bloody hell!
I was every now and again I was checking the results more to see what was happening with Atletico and Real to see who would play. And I saw the fancy tweet you did. I thought, what's he talking about? And then the next minute there was the boom boom
Boom,
boom
boom.
goal. And I had to look back and like, oh yeah, 3-0. Yeah, 6-1 up.
Yeah, so we didn't do bad between us. That's 15 goals between us.
6-1 is probably as good or better than 9-3,
Well,
which
I
we
think
got.
we've
Oh
actually
no,
now
we got
scored.
6 clear goals. You got 5 clear goals.
We I think we've got more goals I think than we have in the Premiership. We're not doing too well in that. Anyway, that's enough about what
Anyway,
we've been
so
doing.
so so yeah, so we you and me,
Yeah.
we've got something to look forward to on both the 8th and the 15th, or it might be 8th, 9th, 15th, 16th of April.
Well, we've definitely got something to look forward to at the beginning. The second match, we may have nothing to look forward
I
to.
know I'm a bit annoyed. I didn't see how they decided, but Arsenal are at home in the first leg, and
Yeah,
I
we were
thought
right.
we should have the choice because we finished in the top 8, and Real Madrid were almost not even in it.
Yeah, we got
But
the choice. We get the choice because we were the higher finishers or something. Yeah.
yeah, but we didn't get the choices because we wouldn't have chosen to play at home first.
Oh, well, I think they said last night Villa got the choice or get it because they finished higher or something.
Well,
So
yeah, no, you should have done.
yeah.
Yes, as Arsenal finished higher than Real Madrid or Atletico, so we
Mm.
should have got it as well. I don't know how they. I've got to find out how they work that out. I'm somewhat discombobulated on that one.
Oh, nice word. Right. What's happening with the fantasy? What's happening with the fantasy? I see you're still on page 1 on the
Yeah,
fantasy.
but see, I'm not. But again, I'm not worried. I've got all my chips left. I've got my free hit. I've got my bench boost. I've got my wild card, and more importantly, I've got my assistant manager. And I
Yeah.
have a strategy for when I'm playing every one of them between now and the end of the season. I expect to move up the table like a boom, like a leaping salmon. At least, my aim for this season is to be in the top 30 because it's just too embarrassing.
I just
It's
can't see
just,
you leaping.
it's
That's
just, I will be leaping like a salmon.
yeah, limping like a
I'll be
dead
limping like a salmon.
a tin of
You've
salmon.
obviously watched me play football recently.
Yeah. Well, you see, you're on the second, but I've gone up to 10th, by the way.
No, I know. Yeah, you. I hold my hat to you this season. You have played. You have played like a champion, like an
But
absolute close to a champion.
well, considering my manager did shit when I played that bloody chip, um, I only
Which,
got
sorry, which chip was that?
I played the manager. I played Umrai the other week.
Oh, you got Emery. See, your trouble
Yeah,
is you were loyal to your own. You were loyal to
yeah,
your own manager. Big
yeah.
mistake.
Well,
You
I also
wanted.
thought some of them were further 5 points, 5 places ahead of us, and I got that all wrong. So if I'd got another 20 points, if I'd actually been sensible, got another 20 points, I've gone up to 6th place. But I didn't.
Yeah, but these are ifs and buts, Michael. But
I know.
the thing is, what you should have done was pick Glasner over the last 3 weeks because he got 49 points.
What I'd honestly say is, who's he?
He's the Crystal Palace manager.
Okay. Oh yes, of course he is. I thought Hodgson was still there.
Yeah, yeah, Big Boy's still there. He got 2 weeks of 20 points and
Oh
1 week of
God,
9.
no, I
So,
didn't
I
get.
mean, that was impressive. And I think earlier on in the season, who were the best two managers in the? It was Moyes and Slot, wasn't it? And now it's been him. Um, and
See
it's interesting.
how many people pick slots thinking that you can't get the teams that are 5 places ahead. But in honesty, it wouldn't have made any odds. He bloody got more points than
No,
anyone
but
anyway.
what you're assuming with Slot is you're going for, depends where you are in the league, what you're
Yeah.
trying to achieve. You're pretty much going for a clean sheet and 2 or 3 goals if you're picking
Yeah.
Liverpool. So
Well, I
you've
got
got a win, you've got 2 or 3
32.
goals, you've got clean sheet, so you've got a decent amount of numbers. You're taking a risk with any of the managers, like Imposter Koglu or, as I just said, Glasner. The Glasner risk, whoever took it the last 3 weeks, has paid off.
Yeah,
What's
more than me.
interesting in our league, right? So Julian, who's top of our league by 5 points over Cara, um, Julian and Cara have both played their assistant manager. Alex, who's in third, who's only 15 points off the top, still has his to play.
Is it only you that can see that, or can we see that as well?
Well, how do I know it? Because I look at their teams. So you have to go into our league and
Yeah.
click on people's teams and click back a few places to see if they played. If they
Oh,
played.
it doesn't just tell you at the top. You got to actually go back and see
No,
when.
I don't think there's anywhere it tells you.
Right.
Um, and I know that Mark in fourth, he's played his. So we got some interesting. Okay, so this weekend, for those that are familiar with our league, we have the first leg of the European Cup, quarterfinals, of which you're in it, Michael.
I am. I am.
You
Bit, but
are.
but I'm up
Well,
again.
you're up against Rob Hobson, right? And he's got the same problem that you just identified. Is you've got a whole bunch of players that are not playing this weekend.
Yeah.
So both of you, he's got 6, I think you've got 5. Both of you are going to have to make an interesting strategic decision of what to do.
Mm.
So, Michael, I mean, you may not want to give anything away to young Rob, um, but
I'm
you've
gonna
got
pick. Yeah, I'll let
similar
him know.
players. Rob's a Liverpool fan, so he's gone heavy on Liverpool. He's got 3 Liverpool, he's got one Newcastle, and he's got 3 Villa players, and Villa
Yeah.
aren't playing either.
No, well, I'll hope he won't listen to this anyway. So I'm going to pick all of Liverpool, Newcastle, Villa, and Palace players.
Palace
See,
aren't playing.
no, I know. Oh shit, cancel that. I was just about to leave him here. No, no, but don't tell him that. Don't tell him that I'm joking. I'm not going to do that really, but he won't be listening anyway. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I really don't know whether I'm going to do transfers, change the whole team or not. Because actually, I don't know. You look at who's playing this week; it's quite hard, really.
And Mark is playing. Mark is playing Claire. Claire has lost her opportunity of winning the treble because she got knocked out of the FA Cup in quarterfinals last week. So we
Was
now
she the
have.
last one? Was she the last one able to do that?
I think she was the last person able to do it. Well, she got beat by Cara. Yeah, no, Cara can only win the double. Claire could get the double. Julian, he could only get a double. Yeah, I think she is really the only one. So our 4 semi-finalists in the FA Cup is Cara, Rob Percy, who knocked me out earlier in the thing, Jeremy B, and Darren.
Mm.
The draw will be week 31, and those games will take place week 32, with the final week 37. The European Cup first leg quarterfinal is taking place this weekend, and it's Claire versus Mark. There's not much that separates them in the league either. Ranjiv versus Jeremy S. You versus Rob Hobson, and Harris versus Campbell. I think Harris will batter Campbell because Campbell is getting. He hasn't mentioned it recently, but he's getting so much closer to me than he was, and he hasn't mentioned it because I keep thinking each week he's about 20 points above me, but he's just played his assistant manager, so he's going to be all right for a but then I think he's done all his chips. So I've just got to hold my fire for the next couple of weeks, and then I think I've got it. But he hasn't said.
There's only one person you want to beat in this whole thing, isn't there?
It's Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only because he has given me such stick. Because I always beat him every year, and I kept saying to him, "Your strategy of changing your whole team every week and taking minus 16 or minus 24 is not a good strategy." So this season, he's listened to me, and he hasn't been quite as bad, but he can't help but fall back into his old ways. And I've noticed recently that the minus 8s, the minus 16s are starting to appear. Because
Mind you,
he's
got
one of those, he
-8.
just gets quite
-8.
sneaky.
He's still got 70 points with -8, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, he's if he could be a little bit more disciplined, and if he could hang on to his chips until the end of the season rather than he just has to spend them, he'd actually be a lot. I mean, at one point he was in the top 20, and he could have carried on, but he can't help himself. So Campbell, I'm coming for you.
Oh, I love the way you're going after. He's only about 20, and you're bloody going after him.
I don't care. I'm ruthless, Michael.
Oh,
I've got a funny story to when we're off air. I've got funny stories to tell you, but I am ruthless. So there you go. So this weekend,
it's
for those
tricky one. I
playing,
think.
what?
I think it's tricky on these this weekend. The matches. I don't think there's any clear cut winners really, apart from hopefully Forest and Ipswich. But
Well,
it's
hopefully Ipswich will beat Forest.
well, be funny if they did, but
It's making the race for the top five because it's and I had to apologise to James when this is unusual for me to say this. He said something the other day, and I just thought he was being absolutely stupid. He said 7 Premier League teams could qualify for the what do you call it
the cups. Yeah, no, he's right. Yeah,
for the Champions League next
yeah,
season.
I
And
read that. I read
I'm
that.
like,
Yeah, all
it's going
depends.
to be ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean it's highly unlikely. What it means, well, no, maybe not now. It basically means as long as you stay outside the top 5, and you're only 2 points off that, by the way. If
Mhm.
you stay outside the top 5 and win the Champions League, you qualify plus the top 5,
Mhm.
plus Tottenham and Man United who can't get into the top 5. If either one of them win Europa, they're in it. So there is an outside chance we could have 7 teams next season.
What about Newcastle in the cup? Do they get through?
No, no, the Caribou Cup does not carry a European place.
Mm. So
But
yeah, there is chances of lots of people getting through. Yeah, I read that the other day. I couldn't remember the combination of it. Yeah.
yeah, well, if you look at it, Arsenal are 4 points clear of Forest, but Forest have got quite a run of easy games for them. Arsenal, I don't know what they'll do. I mean, we can't score goals in the Premier League. Then you got Chelsea on 49. That's 2 points behind Forest, 6 behind Arsenal. But Chelsea come to Arsenal on Saturday or Sunday. Then you got Man City on 47, Newcastle on 47, Brighton on 46, and Villa on 45. Oh, and Bournemouth on 44.
Bournemouth only 44. Yeah.
And Fulham in 10th place on 42. They're only 5 points off the
Yeah.
top.
Between 10th and
Yeah,
5th, isn't very many
yeah,
points at all.
it's unbelievably close. And down the bottom, I think it's pretty much determined the 3 that are going down.
Yeah. Yeah, the 3
Um,
that came up.
the 3 that came up. And again, what does that prove? That proves that the standard between the Premier League and the Championship is huge and getting bigger. And maybe they need to reconsider how many come up. Maybe it should be just 1 up and 1 down. I don't know.
I still
Um,
think you should have the playoffs between the bottom 3 of the Premiership and the top 3 of the
yeah,
Champions and do it
to
that
give
way.
the bottom 3 in the Premier League the chance to maybe stay in.
Yeah,
It's tough
I
then
think.
it's tough on the ones that come top in the Championship, but I think it's been proven every season, almost every season. Because the only teams that have come up in the last few seasons and stayed up have been what Brentford.
It came up a few years back, 2009. Was it 19?
Bournemouth had a period down, didn't they?
Fulham.
Well, did they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. So yeah. So I mean,
Wolves, I suppose.
I don't know. Have Wolves been relegated in the last
Yeah.
bunch of years? I
And
can't remember.
Forest. Forest were only a couple
Forest,
of
yeah,
years ago.
Forest came up. Oh yeah, of course. I keep forgetting because they're now the outliers. It nearly went down 2 years on the trot
Yeah.
and have stayed
But
up.
my view about the bottom three playing the Premiership, playing the top three of the champions, is the fact that I'd still hate the fact that you could come third and not go up because of six team,
Yeah,
third, fourth, fifth, six you beat you at Wembley. Well, but they could be 30 points behind.
it
It's
could.
I just don't think that's fair. I think the top three and the bottom three play each other in the playoffs, and you got a chance. It would give the chances of like Ipswich and Leicester a bit of a chance of maybe staying for that second season and getting momentum. It's always that first season that's a hard one.
Correct.
But then
So
they make shitloads of money going up and down, up
maybe
and
we
down, up and
should
down.
maybe our podcast should take this on as a challenge and bring it up to the FA and see Premier League wherever it is and see how they respond.
Yeah, I mean, because you're still getting the money off the playoffs. Because you don't have playoffs in the
I think
Premiership,
the
so you still get money.
response will be tumbleweed, won't it?
Yeah, oh, more than likely.
Dear
But
Premier League, we have an idea.
yeah, I think it'd be much better. And
Thank you, Mister
yeah,
Fantasy League, for your interesting idea. We'll add it to the pile of other interesting but not to be executed ideas.
well, who is top of the champions then?
Sheffield United, isn't it, or Leeds? They're both coming up. But I mean, Sheffield United came up last time and went down. Were relegated with almost the
Yeah,
same points as Southampton have got.
yeah.
Here's your quiz question.
Oh.
Um, Ramsdale, the goalkeeper, has played for 4 Premier League teams, and 3 of them he's been relegated with.
Three's been relegated with.
Yes, he's been relegated out of the Premier League with 3 of the 4 Premier League teams he's played for.
Was he played for Southampton before?
No, he
Right.
played for Sheffield United.
Well, it's not Southampton because they haven't got there. He hasn't gone down with them yet. Then
Well, he's going down with them, isn't he?
so is he one of the four then?
Southampton's one of the 4. Sheffield
Oh, right.
United's one of the 4. Arsenal's the only one he didn't get relegated with. And there's another one, I can't remember who it was now. But he played for another team that got relegated.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
Villa.
no, he didn't do Villa. No. Anyway, it's a long time ago since we got relegated. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about relegation. We don't talk about relegation. We talk about being the top 8, Michael. In Europe,
Yes, we are the top eight.
not even Liverpool or Man City. We're the top 8 in Europe.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
I tell you what, I'd love to see. I'd love to
Tonight,
see.
let's pray and hope that both Tottenham, Tottenham Hotspur, because you can't say Tottenham because Tottenham's a place. It's a horrible place. So Tottenham Hotspur or Spurs are. Let's hope them and Manchester United go out. Did you see this week? Sorry, we should maybe finish in a second. But did you see that the owner of Man United, or the kind of part owner,
Radcliffe.
not only has he cancelled everything, but he came out with a statement saying that if we carry on as we are, i.e., feeding the staff, we will be broke by November.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're just announcing a new 100,000 seater stadium. Like, hello,
we're 1 billion. We're 1 billion in debt, but we're going to spend another 2 billion on a stadium.
That'll be more than 2, won't it?
Well, it says 2 billion, but that looks like a Bedouin tent. But apparently, the 3 spikes are to represent the trident on the badge. Well, it looks nothing like the frigging trident on the badge.
It looks like a tent with clown cars going into it. But here's the thing, right? And but also something like they've lost 300 million in the last 3 years. You're only allowed to lose 105 before you get docked points.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what's going to happen there. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. They've got no money. They'll not be able to buy any players. They won't be able to attract any managers. They're just going to remain rubbish. And when Bruno leaves, who's their only decent player, I think they could be relegation candidates for a future season. But we'll talk about that later.
I
This
mean,
weekend,
they're only 17 points off relegation.
but they won't go down this year. This weekend kicks off on Saturday at 3 p.m. GMT.
Yeah.
So you've got to get your team in by 1:30. There are 4 teams playing at 3 o'clock, so there's no one standout game we can watch. And we have to let our American friends know that the time difference is currently on the East Coast -4 hours, not -5 hours, because they changed their clocks and we haven't yet.
Well, what was I watching the other day?
That's my public announcement.
I was watching something the other day where American was complaining about the time difference of where they were. And I'm thinking, how can you complain about a time difference that you can't work out when you live in a country that's got different time zones? How can you go, oh, this bloody time zone? You go, but you fly.
It's a country where 50% of the people vote for Trump. Need we say any more?
He's a good
They've
footballer.
got more problems to worry about than time differences.
He's a very good footballer, apparently.
He's the greatest footballer he's ever seen. He's probably better than any other footballer I've ever known. I am probably the best footballer there's ever been.
But with the smallest hands. He's got tiddly little hands. Anyway, before we get what you call it cancelled.
We should end it now. So we should say good night, Michael.
Okay, good night, and hello to all those people that are still in Europe.
Yes, we are the top 8.